afternoon to you. We are here.
Well, once again, I'll say good afternoon to you, but welcome back to Business Today. We're going to be having that conversation later on matters housing in Kenya, affordable housing, and that will be a very interesting conversation, of course, being held by Nicole Njuguna with Mr. Joseph Oltetia, who's the CEO of KMRC. But now we are talking matters film, and in studio I have wonderful Kenya Film Commission, Moonbeam Productions. We're chatting about the way the value chain has evolved over time. Because in the olden days, you could produce content outside for broadcasting. You come and sell it to the likes of Standard Media Group. You know, they broadcast your content. But again, I see now these buyers, now they're producing their own content internally. So for production houses and the way that game, being able to produce content and sell it, how is that evolving and where do you think this is going?
So the CEO said something interesting, that the process is not really changing or dying, it's reorganizing. And what we've been forced to do is adapt to the changes, everything that is happening, the emerging technologies when it comes to production, to distribution, to marketing, and generally, basically how business is being done in production. So like you correctly point out, initially we would produce content and then bring to a broadcaster like Standard Group, you rightly said, and we used to have a show, one of our first shows was broadcast on KTN. But now that has changed because you find that broadcasters are now creating a lot of their content in-house. So that would have meant for the independent producers to either evolve or die. I think we chose to evolve. And now you find, interestingly, we have more platforms now for our content to be consumed. We have streaming sites which didn't exist then. We have the international ones, and we have some that are actually just local, locally owned and locally managed. And for a small subscription fee, you're able to watch whatever show that you want to watch. You find that we have producers like Philip Productions who are doing everything from producing their own content. They have been able to design and create their own platform for their content. So they will, for example, produce a film, have that screening in the traditional media, quote unquote, in theaters. And then once that has already been consumed, then they take it to their platform, which is a pay-per-view. I could be wrong. But for as little as 100 shillings, they're able to watch the film that they had already shown in the big screens. So what they've done is they've brought the content closer. You do not have to go to theaters to be able to watch the film that the last film they've shot. You can watch it on your phone for, like I said, as little as 100 shillings. We have other creators who've now moved online to, say, YouTube, and they're able to monetize their content, and they're doing amazing things with what they're earning from those platforms. So it has meant that, one, the cost of marketing of content has become easier because you buy social media ads and push your content. As you're filming, you have your actors recording themselves, they're filming reels, you're taking videos on set and posting that, and as you're producing, you're already marketing your content for either one free, depending on your number of followers, or you can buy affordable ads on these platforms and you're already pushing your content. So we have had to evolve and adapt, and I'd like to look at this as bigger and better opportunities for us filmmakers, because production now is not restricted to just a chosen few, quote unquote, but anyone who has a good story to tell can go ahead, film, and they have an avenue to showcase their content.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And now we are looking, in fact, Mr. Owasi, you are saying that Kenya seems to be at the center stage when it comes to, because every day we are streaming on the Netflixes of this world. I mean, we are a critical piece in making all this available.
I think we are living in a very interesting times, and we have huge opportunities, especially the young people of Kenya who are so talented. They are living a time when they can be able to tell any kind of story. You can be able to shoot your film on your mobile phone as long as you have a smartphone. And you can also be able to have your story in whichever language. You can have a Turkana film today, localize it to Portuguese, and wow the Portuguese market. Meaning you can actually be able to sell your content to whichever market that you want, as long as you've done the right targeting, and also as long as you're able to tell the story in a very authentic way as possible.
Okay.
Also, because of the evolving market, there are opportunities for us to collaborate and do more co-productions. You can imagine China with 1 billion people. We are saying we just need only 400 million Chinese consuming her content at $50. One cell, she can be able to produce as many products as possible. And again, storytelling, just like a tangible product, you need to really do your homework, identify what your customers are looking for, produce your story, package it properly, give it a proper price, distribute it through the right channels. It could be through cinema, it could be through technology in terms of streaming services, mobile telephony, or any other. But at the end of the day, is that the right channel for you to distribute your content? Because that is where your customers are.
Definitely.
So what we are saying is that with the opportunities available, the burden is on us filmmakers to be able to actually come up with good stories that can be able to traverse nations.
Okay, definitely. And we'll be looking forward to see, especially participate in the whole Kalasha affair, because it's amalgamation of every facet, business, creative, and balancing it all that. But thank you very much, guys, for making time. Mr. Timothy Owasi is the CEO of Kenya Film Commission, and Lucy Mwangi is the co-owner of Moonbeam Productions. You guys were such a sport to talk to. Yeah, I shall be inviting you guys every week.
Yes, you should.
She'll have a segment for film.
We invite you to
This is ambushing
Kalasha
my bosses,
from Wednesday the 27th,
Yes,
culminating into the awards on 30th, which is on Saturday.
yes.
And this year, the competition for Kalasha Awards is very high. So we are happy to celebrate winners on
Definitely.
Saturday.
Ah, beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you very much. People have been invited, so we're coming, you know, we're coming in droves. But thank you very much. That is Matters Film. And the business of film, just touching the surface of it, there's so much potential when it comes to turning this tide around and even, you know, empowering our youth with a huge unemployment rate. One of the things that knows no bound is creativity. How can we tap into that and tell young people, you can tell your stories, participate, and find a way of monetizing these particular gifts. But that's where we put a full stop to that conversation. I want us to take a segue